If you're new here, like and subscribe. Let us know that you're watching and what you want to watch. If there's something you want us to curate, let us know.
Yeah.
I already love the still image.
I feel good, man. I feel confident. You know, Liam's knocking me out with devastating fashion. He got some big words to fulfill those shoes. No one in my whole career has ever done that.
So I'm like on my Wi-Fi. Why is that on my Wi-Fi? Weird. Strange. Just have Big Brother watching. I stay in shape, man. I stay in shape. I eat well, you know. I don't drink alcohol that much at all anymore, you know, ever. I mean, not compared to when I was in my 20s. I take care of myself now. Now it's about my kids. You know, I want to live. I want to outlive my children.
Of course.
Of course, 100%. And I just look at it as just I take care of myself and everything I do.
Schwab,
you know,
dude.
I want to be old. My hands have gotten so much better. My speed's gotten so much better. I mean, it goes down to the guys you're working with. You're only as good as the guys you're sparring with. Herb Dean, who fights for LFA, a light heavyweight. His
name's Herb Dean?
Yeah, Herb Dean. He's actually half, I think, Swedish and Russian, I think.
Is related to the Herb Dean in the UFC?
No. That's Herb Dean. His whole name is Herb Dean.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
No,
he's too redacted.
He's going to kill me if I don't remember his last name.
Sorry, man.
But he is a stud, dude.
Is he?
He's a stud. He's a light heavyweight also.
Well, my name is Herdem Alajibek. I'm from Stockholm City, and I train at All Star Training Center.
Herb Dean.
That's Herb
Tito
Dean?
Scantina, we have UFC 314. Volkanovski versus Lopez. A championship fight you will not want to miss.
I want to go there so bad.
But plus, we have here at Tito's Cantina a raffle. This raffle is not no ordinary raffle. This is a raffle that's going to make everybody possibly a world champion here at Tito's Cantina. Our first fight will actually give out free shots for the whole table. Second fight, a $50 gift certificate for here at Tito's Cantina. Third fight, signed memorabilia from me, Tito Ortiz.
And
the fourth fight, which is the co-main event, you actually will have a bottle of Mandela Blanco for you. And this bottle will be just for you to take home. If you want to drink it here, you can have it.
That's the best prize he's offering.
You can take it home.
Yeah.
Last but not least, for the championship fight,
absolutely,
we have made Tito's Cantina World Championship belt coming to you.
I'd trade it.
So make sure you come.
I'd wear it.
Join us here.
I'd go to the table with
Cantina
the Blanco and be like, hey,
this Saturday,
how big of a Tito
UFC
fan are you?
314. Hope to see you tonight.
You give me those cheese chips and that Blanco.
This country needs to come together. Kamala shows her lies, one after another after another. And you can tell a lie right off the bat is when they laugh. Because they can't think of something bright to say, so they laugh about the situation they're in because they can't think of something proper to say.
Yeah, Gutfeld's always giggled.
Or it wasn't just a little, just a little.
I was waiting for him to laugh.
Just a little.
You call yourself a gangster. What type of gangster is worried about another man trying to put on his belt?
So
And you can see there's 10 buttons.
10 buttons.
10 buttons in 15 seconds? That's not too damn bad.
Not too bad.
But
It's
you
not,
cross the
dude.
line now. Call me a rat. You say I'm a snitch, and you don't show any proof that it was me that reported you. One guy and me. That's it. Two-man crew.
So is it lagging on, like, is it lagging because the video that's playing, or is it lagging because it's just like the dialogue slightly off from his mouth, but that just might be Tito.
I thought that was a feature.
Production company. Get your fat camera guys to my camera guy. You better watch your back. You better watch your back. Because if I do see you, I'm willing to do some jail time, and I'll put these hands on you. I hope none of my fans are Shell fans.
How long you guys been together?
We've known each other since 2021.
No, 2001.
2001.
Just 20 years off.
How'd you meet?
I was the first ring girl for the UFC.
And I was the first light heavyweight champion for UFC.
We traveled together because it was so small.
Before we traveled together, I actually used to work at Whiskey Sky in Vegas, and I used to be a pervert, and I'd sit across the room and watch her pour drinks, and I'd be like, this girl right here. I mean, I was a bad guy, I guess, because I was married at the time.
He was definitely not my type either. So.
I don't fight on emotions, I don't fight well. I fight on emotion because I'm in for survival. It's a survival of fitness. And at the end of the day,
survival of fitness.
All right, guys, we're opening a gym called Survival of the Fitness.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
Don't ever do juice. As in steroids, right? Chael Sonnen gets popped for a juice cocktail. So people want to say, so how, and the question was, so how do I think this fight's going to turn out? I said, well, let me go ahead and find Chael for you. So the best acronym I can think of that is a juice box. The juice box being Chael Sonnen. And it was no more than that, because he is a juicy juice boy. He likes to do his dabble in his little steroid stuff, and hopefully they do test us, which I know they will test us. They test us on all of our fights. But that just shows a sign of weakness. And a sign of weakness is him being full of juice. He's a juice box, he's a juice boy, and that's why that juicy juice box came into the camera frame.
Carbohydrate,
This is the best.
which means your body absorbs
Homeboy
it
just
super
the
quick.
bottle.
It doesn't have time
We're
to
entertaining that? Still.
A fight with Quinn if the money was right?
Well, of course, you know, if there's an opportunity of us fighting for a world title, and we've talked about it, and if it was for a world title, we would. Just because we want to take no money out of our family's mouths, and
It just matters who wakes up that morning with a smile on their face knowing that they have the fight won because they put the work in camp. They look behind them and there's not one rock unturned. Every rock is unturned behind them, and they know that they've found everything possible to prepare for the fight. And that's what I try to do for
Pause
everyone.
this real fast, dude.
I mean, through my whole life, I always understood one thing.
I know you guys are hours and hours deep, and
Hours.
days
Years.
deep. I've dabbled. I think the last time I went to Eli's house, we watched them. I'm so like dumbfounded. Why does he talk to people? Why?
Because he's not self-aware.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is.
He like for so long was known as the bad boy that could hype a fight and could talk up a fight. And that's why, like, when he went up against Chael Sonnen, he tried to do that against Chael Sonnen, and
Which he's amazing at it, right?
he's the
best.
arguably the best, like the best at creating something that doesn't really exist. It's totally like Chael Sonnen is the P.T. Barnum of, like, you know.
Yeah, he lives like 30 minutes from me.
Chael, yeah, dude, I met Chael Sonnen once in Vegas, dude, and he saw me like looking at him, and like he must have seen the fanboy in my eyes.
Yeah.
And so he called me over, dude, and I was like, so he called me over to take a picture. I took a picture with him, and I was like, dude, you're my favorite fighter. I was like so lame. And he goes, that's because you got good taste. And then, like, so we take a picture, right? And like, I was like, Sarah, like, come take a picture. Sarah's the name of my wife. And I was like, Sarah, come take a picture with me. And he's like, yeah, Sarah, get over here. And dude, he was like, it was like you could, but like, even if he wasn't, even if he was acting, it was like beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
It was like the sincerity, like it was cool, dude. There was an era in MMA where these guys were super accessible and like grateful for it. We used to go to the UFC,
the Manosphere
Fan Expo, and like, dude, you would run into guys like who nobody would know who they were, but you did because you followed the sport closely. So like, you know, guys that were coming up or guys that were like journeymen that you knew, like, you know, like Dean Thomas was one of them. Like me and my dad were like, hey, Dean Thomas. But it was a good time. But
Did you
Chael,
ever
but
meet
to answer your
Herb
question,
Dean?
yeah, I actually have.
Which one?
I did. The Swedish one. I said, hey, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean.
Tito has it on good authority that you're awesome.
Better get ahead and always be respectful. Made a mistake, you know. I learn from our mistakes, and those things I learn from it. And the future is the future now, and the past is the past.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn, and you forget. I hope.
Well, Tito, thanks for.
He's a great athlete. I just look at the Russian kids who are in here from Bulgaria and who are just really tough.
Bulgaria.
What's so great about Huntington Beach?
No crime.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, crime was very, very like. I think it was 94 to 90.
All right, guys, we're all from Orange County. Sean, you actually lived in Huntington Beach for a time. Has it ever been true that there's no crime in Huntington Beach?
Oh, I mean, I think where Tito lives, the big crimes are stolen bikes.
Yeah. And like
fraud. But there's always sections with like lots of crime.
Yeah.
Lots of crime.
I remember lots of violence on Main Street.
Dude,
lots of fights, dude. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, like there'd be like skinheads that would fight on Main Street.
Yeah, in the
What it was
90s,
known for.
Huntington Beach was known for the skinhead, dude.
Yeah. That's why when they try to they've tried to build up Huntington Beach, like that part Main Street, and it is super nice now. And they like one of my favorite taco shops opened up right there. But like, I don't know. I'm always like, dude, there's like this is a veneer, and you go underneath the surface, dude, and like, you're gonna
it's
find
America.
Yeah, true.
It's true.
7 is the safest world in the United States. I have a few gay friends, and they're over 18. I have no problem with it. And once again, if you're 18 and over, that's your decision. That's your decision. But do not push it on my children. Because kids can't even learn how to brush their teeth. They don't want to put on deodorant, or they don't want to wipe their own ass the right way unless you show them the right way. Now all of a sudden you're going to teach my children.
Which, by the way, is the gayest thing you could have said.
Gayest thing, dude.
And I'm going to say that because most are.
It's like
I train 6
Pause
days
it real fast.
6 days a week.
Dude, and you know what's
5
going
days
on
a
there
week.
too is like he's taking the trans narrative that people talk about and he's applying it to gay. He doesn't like he's slightly off the mark, dude.
He's like I feel like Tito has like a bowl of words, and he just takes a spoon and he just gets out a word.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my politically charged talk.
But it's his brain.
Word.
But it's a bowl of words that have been soaking in milk for too long, and then he pulls them out when they're already soggy, dude, and he still tries to eat them and enjoy them.
Well, it seems like they're like well-known phrases that someone cut up and then melted together, and then he just says the first half of a phrase and the second half of the phrase.
Like
also,
a beta AI.
Oh yeah, just terrible.
It
if
really
someone
does give you insight though into like how your
CTE?
brain works.
Oh yeah,
but like how your brain works, dude. Like the because you can tell he's thinking the right thing. Like he's got the essence of the moment of what the right thing is, but he doesn't know how to articulate, and like that's the most important part of like communication when you're
communicating
speaking the same language to somebody, you know.
Yeah, I think it's the phrase that I have a lot of friends that are gay and they're all above the age of 18 makes you such a questionable person, dude.
Right.
Because like
yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like because what he's trying to like is what like like the right wing people argue, which is like I don't care if you're trans and you're over 18 and you make your decision. If you're an adult, you're an adult.
Is what he's trying to say.
That's the libertarian perspective on like most issues. But he's like he thinks that trans people and gay people are the same thing.
The same thing, yeah.
Right.
And that's what he's trying. Like there's no nuance with Tito. That's what it is, dude.
No, none.
None. It's just a soggy bowl of alphabet soup, dude.
Yep.
Week. One of those days I will train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week I'll be training.
It's the Tito calendar.
Chuck
I love that
feels like he
Tito
stole your
calendar.
thunder, and this is sour grapes from you. Like, it's personal because, in a way, you're jealous of him. How does hearing that out of his mouth fall on your ears?
Jealous of him? This guy can't even put a fucking sentence together, man. Are you kidding me right now? He's reaching for those grapes. He's trying to make his wine, and the wine's already sounding like a violin with that cheese and wine. We'll see in November.
Dude, beautiful, dude.
That was pretty good, dude. That was harder to watch than my video this week.
No, it's always beautiful. It's always elation, dude. Whenever Tito's involved. They had to buck back a bit, dude.
Can we rebrand to Buck Back a Bit?
Bang my name, dude.
Bang my name, Buck Back a Bit.